Well, okay, why did I start a video? I'm not even ready for a video yet. I'll start with the agenda, which I'm gonna start condensing because we're getting into so many todays. Um, oops. I'll make today times 4, today times, oh my god, where's X on the keyboard? I can't even keyboard, guys. This is, how this is gonna go, I think. So, I was reminded the other day that I can't talk at all. Ugh. Talking over my tea kettle. I put on, not like it's the tea kettle's fault. I have banana muffins. That's what I was reminded of. No, I was not reminded of that. I was reminded the other day of the idea of doing 2 truths and a lie, which I might turn into 3 truths and a lie, or however many stories and a lie, just all mixed in. And I might end up doing that at some point. That would be kind of fun. I don't think I'm going to do that in this video unless I can think of things off the top of my head, which I think it would be pretty obvious what the lie would be, because I'd be like, oh, let's see, what's a good story? Oh, I know, I'll tell you that story. And I would probably give it away somehow on accident. So that's something that I would have to prepare beforehand. Unlike today, which I had a plan for today, but I don't remember what it was. I have paint open, and I have a blank agenda, so the possibilities are endless. I think I would like to talk about some video games at some point. We might go through. It'd be fun to try to put together a slapdash top 10 RPG Maker games that I've played so far. Because, like, people usually, like, prepare for those things, so if I just did one off the top of my head, it might come out a little bit more real. Like, once people, like, get down to it, you start thinking of, like, major series, like when I've seen top 10s of, like, regular video game series, and I really like to watch the top, like, 100s, because then it's just spectacular every time you're like, well, like, this one will be Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3, Code Veronica is a game, and Resident Evil 0, and Umbrella Chronicles, and it's like, your top 100 just turned into, like 50% of it was just, like, the same game 6 times. Not that a series like Resident Evil especially was the same game over and over, because Resident Evil, like, we had different consoles, and the same characters, like, came up every now and again, but it's probably not a series that was the same game over and over. We have our arguments sometimes for Fatal Frame being the same game over and over, but Fatal Frame is so different and spectacular in its own right, and probably hands down the most scary game that you can find out there. And yet so underrated, and nobody knows about it, and I'm so sad about that. I should mention Fatal Frame in every video and anything that I do for the rest of my life to try and scare up some more support for it. So they stopped putting successive games on the Wii and the Nintendo DS, and bitter about it. I did sign the petition to try and get them to put number 4 on the PlayStation 2. It would have been on the Japanese PlayStation 2, but I happen to own one. And oh my god, my basement. For a while I had 3 PlayStation 2s stacked on top of each other, and people would walk in and be like, really? Really? You've 3? Like, and if you went around the back of them, you could tell the difference, because one had orange tape all over it, and that was my PlayStation 2. It was probably, like, from the original run of PlayStation 2s. That thing is so old. Probably, like, like a 12-year-old PlayStation 2. It's ridiculous. Probably more by now. I don't even know how old that thing is. Because I did not buy it. It was given to me. I had a friend's PlayStation 2 because my PlayStation 2 is so old that sometimes it doesn't play games for no reason. It'll just like be playing a game and then we'll switch to another game and it'll be like, I'm not feeling Digimon today. And we'll be like, really? That's so sad. We really wanted to stop playing Rule of Rose and play Digimon now. And it'd be like, no. And now I'm so offended by your game choice that I'm just not going to work at all. So we would run into that. And my third PlayStation 2 in the pile was Stack. I guess it was pretty neat Stack, so we'll call it a Stack. If you read the label on the back of PlayStation 2, there's the is it NSTC or I don't know, that like jumble of letters /U is for our PlayStation 2s in this country and other English speaking countries and wherever else they have that PlayStation 2. And then it's /J for the Japanese one. So that's the only way you can tell the difference. Well, I guess with mine, I've got orange tape on the other one, and then the one that I have for my friend has like a big modded out section attached to it that's like big and yellow, and you can definitely like across a room tell like, oh yeah, that's their PlayStation 2, not mine. So yes. That's my PlayStation 2s. I find PlayStation 2 controllers all over my life. Just run into them everywhere. There's everywhere. It's a problem. It's like they're multiplying. I wish they were, because PlayStation 2 controllers are expensive. And if they were multiplying, I would definitely sell them, because you could probably get like $30 a controller. It's would be quite a business. What was I? I'm talking about video games for a while, and PlayStation 2s. Play PS2s. Let's throw a comma in there. Not a comma, that is an apostrophe. Let's say I'm very on point today. Not feeling well today. Not feeling well at all today. Okay, the next thing we'll talk about is my 4-hour bike rides. I only went on one 4-hour bike ride, but I've been going on a lot of bike rides recently. I have been holding this banana muffin for like 5 minutes now, and probably longer than that. And I wish that I could eat it, but then I would have to stop talking, and then nothing would be happening, so that would kind of suck. For a video, just here's a minute of me eating a banana muffin. Let's go. No, I wouldn't do that. I'll take a bite as soon as I start doing something on the screen that isn't typing out random things. Yes. I'm pretty sure that I had a different plan for this video. Oh, I was supposed to talk about bike rides. So, yes. Bike rides are awesome. Are awesome. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. Just like being outside. It's pretty cool. Especially when it's nice weather. Like it's been here at least. It's gotten a little chilly. Today. Yesterday it was like so hot for no reason compared to like how it's been. It's been phenomenal weather recently where I've been going on bike rides like every day, and it's been awesome. There's one day when I just I laid out in a field for 2 or 3 hours. I don't even know how long it was, until the sun started to fall beneath the trees and it got cold, and I was just like, it's kind of cold, I guess I'll go home. For like the first hour I had music, because I brought my MP3 player. Yes, I have an MP3 player, because that their other music playing device company that shall not be named, that everybody has one, I think is really dumb, and I don't support anything that they do with their stupid company, their stupid phones, so I don't know anything that they make, because I think it's all crap. So, it's my take, that if you got a regular computer, and you're more of a tech user, more so if you use Linux. I'm not that pro. I'm still MS everything, but you know, I did lay in a field for 3 hours, so I feel like I'm a very credible source for technology. Yes. Other than that, I'm gonna have to take a bite out of this muffin. And then talk with my mouth full, because that's what you do when you're recording videos. Banana muffins are delicious. I was up late, really up, unmotivated. I guess my third topic is going to be baking. Bacon G. You didn't see that. So I'll get back to how bike rides are awesome and laying in a field, because obviously I cut myself off from some idea that I was talking about. But I was really unmotivated to continue with my work the other day, so I decided, it was pretty late, like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. I have no concept of time when it becomes night, because I just stay up for endless hours until I finish things, and then I go to bed. I don't ever pay attention to what time it is. Not really, so I'll check, like, if I get a text or something like that, or a phone call, which I often do, as showcased in the first couple videos. Yeah. So in order to motivate myself, I decided that I would start baking some stuff. So I took a bunch of frozen bananas out of the freezer and threw them on the table, and walked upstairs and was like, you know, like, if those thaw, then I have to make banana bread. I don't have a choice. So I assumed, like, oh yeah, like, I'll leave them there for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever, and then they'll be all good to go. I'll make banana bread and it'll be great. And that, for some reason, just having bananas sitting on a table in the kitchen motivated me to do work for 2 solid hours. So I got a lot done, and it was great. And then I made banana bread and muffins. I guess not in that order. I made the muffins first, and then I made a loaf of bread because I had so much batter left over, because I kept adding things to the batter. I was just stirring, and I was just like, I always half the sugar in all recipes. My mom hates it when I edit recipes, but I always do, and she loves my cooking, and I don't know, she just complains to complain. But I was just like, I don't care, I'm gonna just, I always half the sugar, so I only put in a cup of sugar for a double batch of banana bread. So I added a little bit of, like, 1 lump of brown sugar and some cinnamon and, like, a whole bunch of other stuff. And I love ginger, but I didn't add any, and I'm sad that I didn't add any. And I really want to make gingerbread monsters, because I kept hearing from one of my friends about this game called Undertale, which is on Steam, and I'm not saying that you should buy it or anything, but you should, because it's spectacular, and it's homestucky, and it's just phenomenal. So we're back up to this point, this video game point. So Undertale, I kept hearing about it, and my friend didn't tell me anything about it, so I had, like, there was nothing going off in my brain, like, you should play this game. Like, there's just nothing. I had no feelings about it, because it just wouldn't tell me anything about it. So I just, like, kept ignoring it, and the fact that it exists, and I figured, like, you know, if you really wanted to play it, we would play it together, because I wasn't gonna buy it. Oh my god, that sounds so bad. I almost never buy games and things myself anymore. I used to. I own a lot of PlayStation 2 games, spectacular ones, rare ones, like Rule of Rose and Fatal Frame. Like, and all 3 Fatal Frames. I have like a copy of Parasite Eve. Like I own a lot of like old discs, but New Age games, things that I can't own a copy of, like a physical copy of, I just can't bring myself to buy them, so I'll just play them with a friend. Stuff like that. So that's my take on life for right now. So he kept telling me about this game, and we didn't play it together. So I was just like, whatever, I don't even care. And it would show me like videos sometimes of like, oh, this is a funny thing I found out about the game, while we were sitting there supposed to be paying attention to something else. And it was pretty silly. But so like I went home to go spend some time with family, and well, specifically I went home because one of my friends was driving through my town, so it was just like, do you want to go home? And it was the same friend who wanted me to play Undertale originally, and I was like, fine, I don't care, I'll go home, go see that family thing that I have. And my cats. Usually when I go home, it's mostly just to see my cats, and maybe cook. Just cook a bunch of stuff and throw it in the fridge and then leave. I do love those cats. I had a 4th point, even though this is wrong. Adding 4th points is wrong to my agendas. Cats. C. I didn't mean to type that C, but it happened. And I'm leaving it. Reminds me of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cat's Motel. Yes. No. But, so. Oh, man. So, yeah, I went home, and I ended up going home just specifically. We were actually sitting in that meeting that we were supposed to be paying attention to, and so I texted my friend, and I was just like, I might come home this weekend, but only if I get to see you on Saturday. And they were just like, yes, I would like to see you as well. So I go over to my friend's house on Saturday, and they're just like, oh, well, let me show you this game. Okay. They put it up, and it's Undertale. and so before we actually played it, my friend actually told me some things about the game, and told me that like the music was made like by the same people who did like the Homestuck music or something like that, and like Homestuck references are laced throughout and stuff like that. So we played through like the beginning of the game, and like we probably played for like 2 or 3 hours, and it was spectacular. We had a great time. I was texting my other friend who told me about it originally, like the whole time, just be like, hey, we're playing that game that you told me about, and originally like thought it was a different game, and I was like, really, like it's like the one game that we talked about at length, even though he never said anything about the game. Whatever, I'm over it. But we played Undertale, and it was great, and now I've talked about it for altogether too many minutes, and that's my story. Also, on Saturday, we made, what did we make? We made squash soup, and it was amazing. I would advocate for eating squash soup again, but for a lot of people. My friend is very sick, so we food processed the soup so it would be liquid. So it wasn't like there were like chunks of squash, and we food processed an entire cabbage. It was great. So it was like cabbage squash soup. It tasted just like carrot ginger soup. It was phenomenal. It just, like, I usually like will not eat. Me and eating don't get along very much, as I sit here eating banana muffins. Banana muffin, the same muffin that I've been holding for the last 20 minutes. Oh my god. I should set this down. I don't have anywhere to set it down, so I'm gonna continue to hold it. But that's, a thing that's happening. Anyway, we made the soup and it was great, and more people should eat squash and carrot ginger soup is amazing, and I think together they would be even better. I kept using that soup because my friend gave me a big container of it, one of those like leftover like containers that you get like soup from a Chinese restaurant. So like I had like a big bucket of it, and I just kept pouring it in things. So it was like, oh, I'm making ramen. Pours a bunch of squash soup in it, like, and now it's fantastic. Whenever I make ramen, like ramen noodles, I always doctor it up. I'll put a bunch of like extra spices and chicken and veggies, and it'll be spectacular. And several times I've like just I'll be like hanging out with friends like in the basement or in my room, and I'll just be like, I'm gonna go cook something. You just keep doing what you're doing. Keep playing this video game. I've seen this part or something like that, and I'm gonna go make lunch. And I'll like walk in with like this stuff, set it in front of them, and they'll be like, "What is this? How did you make this?" And I'll be like, "It's just ramen." And they'll be like, "No, this is not ramen." And I'm like, "It's ramen," because that's just how I make ramen. It's great. And what else was I don't know where I was going, but that's what I do with most of my friends. We just we play video games and we make food, and that's how life should be. It should just be video games and food every day. Just be we should just all become video game processors and chefs, and the world would just be a better place, I feel. If you could just be one or the other. I suppose, nope, I can't see how any other job could make life better, except for those two things, of which I am neither. And no, it's fine. But, yeah, I'm gonna take another bite of this muffin and, mumble through the next, 4 sentences of this 22-minute video that I've done nothing in. I've done nothing. I hope that this has been okay. I mean, I've had a good time ranting about random things that I've done recently. Oh, I should tell my Czech story. I don't know if I probably have enough time. I'm not gonna take a bite of muffin to mumble through that story. Because it was just a great story. Halloween was recently. Oh, and okay, today's date is November the 6th, but yesterday was the 5th of November, and it's in my DeviantArt post that I posted today. Just that, you know, you gotta watch V for Vendetta on the 5th of November. I've done it like every year for the last like, you know, like almost 10 years. Like, it's just a thing that you have to do on the 5th of November. I used to do it like we would get together like a big group. Yeah, just different cycles of groups, actually, where just always watch the movie on the day you're supposed to. It's like a law. You're like, and you are not a nerd unless you have certain days when you do certain things, or whatever video game enthusiast, comic book, movie, stuff like that. No, you should have certain days when you set aside. They're more important. Specific things that you have to do. But that's what I did last night. I made sure that I fit it in before midnight. I think it was like 8 p.m. I always do things so late at night. It's horrible. It's great, but it's horrible at the same time. Anyway, my Czech story that I'm going to try and tell in less than a minute. So it was Halloween, and I went to a party with a friend who ditched me the entire party, which was great. And I didn't know anybody, and so I just kept talking to random people, and I don't know, it was fine. It was fine, and I kept talking to this one guy. He kept cycling back through, and he like sat down next to me for a while, and we were just talking. And this girl walked up, and him and I were sitting down, and she just stood right in front of us. It was like, we're in a seated position. She was a tall girl, so her ass was in our face for a while. She was standing there for probably like upwards of 20 minutes to an hour. So while she was standing there, we were just talking, whatever, just talking, and the conversation lulled for a little bit. So he was just like, oh my god, like nothing to say, like sitting there quietly. So he turns to me and is just like, I'll give you $2 if you slap her ass. So I did. I might have thought about it for like a second, and then I did it. And so she turns around and gets mad at him as if he did it. And I was laughing hysterically. I've told the story probably like 30 times by now. Since Halloween, that was like less than a week ago. And I was laughing way too hysterically to even like help defend him or consider it, and like in a different direction. Like I wasn't even looking at them. I just like turned and laughed hysterically to like, and there was like a group of guys who was standing like in the direction I was looking, and they were just like, "What? I don't understand what's going on." While she like yelled at him for slapping her ass, which he did not even do, and that was great. So after she left, he was like, "So I feel like I have to give you $2. Like you earned it. That was amazing." So he like reaches out and he gets his wallet out, and he has no cash. And he's like really upset about it. He's like, "I feel like I owe you $2. Like that was awesome. It's like a story that I'm gonna tell people." And so he had like a bunch of temporary checks, and he was like, "I could write you a check," like offhand, like he was joking. And I was like, "No, like now you have to write me a check. Like you can't even joke about that." So we like laughed through it. And he didn't have a pen, so no check. And then I was just like, "No, I could get a pen. I could get a pen." So I stood up and I found this one girl who's like the only girl that I was actually introduced to by my friend. So I was like, "Hey, do you have a pen? Or could you get me one?" And she like made it her mission to get me a pen. She looked upset at the fact that I don't have a pen to give you. And I was just like, it's really okay. Like this isn't serious. Like I tried to explain to her, and she just like went off. She like bumped into some guy and was like, "I need a pen," and the whole thing was just hysterical. And this video is gonna go over by like 5 minutes. This is gonna be like a half-hour video because I'm telling the story very lengthily. And this guy he looks at me and he's like, "I gotcha. I'm gonna get a pen," and he like disappears. And so I just sit down, and the guy had been like saving my spot. He just like moved his legs, and I sat back down, and he was like, "I'm really committed to writing this check now, so like I hope that guy like comes back with a pen." And I was like, "Me too. Like I want this check. I'm gonna keep this check forever. Probably not even gonna cash it. Like I need this check in my life." This $2 check, which I still have. It's like sitting on my desk. It's only been a week. When was I supposed to have time to go to the bank anyway? So this guy comes back eventually with this pen, and he like hands us this pen. It's like like one of those pens that has like stuff written on the side, like really like a nice pen. And he just like walks away. He doesn't even care about this pen, and which the guy ended up keeping. It was just so funny. Like I got my souvenir check, he got his souvenir pen, because he was not supposed to be at that party. It sounded like he crashed it, and was like he just randomly like ran into somebody and they invited him. He was supposed to go to some other party with some other friends that he never found. So I don't know. It was funny. So he's trying to write out the check, and he's like, "Normally I write in cursive, and oh my god, like I don't even know how to write." And while I'm like spelling out my name, because I have one of those stupid names that nobody can spell my first name right. They always spell it wrong the other way that you can spell it. That's apparently the only way that you can spell it. My is just like not even a way to spell my name. And then my last name is just weird, so I always just spell it out because nobody can ever my last name. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. And so he like wrote out this check. He like wrote it out for $2, and it was the funniest thing. And in the memo he put the best check ever, and then like slapped some girl's ass, or slapped Erica's ass, or like whatever her name was. And her name was Erica. My sister's name is Erica. I don't know, it doesn't matter. And you know, it was just really funny. Like that girl was so drunk too, so she just like, I didn't think she would even like notice when I did it, and she totally got so mad at him. Which no, I'm skipping parts of the story now. So No, I don't think I am. I don't think I am. So, but she, like, I guess he, like, went and found her and apologized and explained to her that he wasn't the one who did it. Because later on, she came back and she cycled back and she was like, so, you slapped my ass. Just the way she said it. And I was like, yes, that was me. That was not the other guy. Sorry, the other guy, as if I'm a guy. I would slip up and do that, but, not that I should. But, so, it was like, no, that was totally me, like, and, she was just like, oh, okay, and wandered away. It was like, that's just, like, the weirdest interaction of people ever. And, yeah. After I stopped talking to that guy, like, nobody else was, like, fun enough at that party. Everybody else was just too dry and stuffy for me, so I just, and I don't drink, so I was just, like, standing around, supposed to, like, be, there was one other guy who, like, came with, like, my friend, and he was just, like, sitting there, like, dead, and I just, like, kept, like, trying to be like, hey, like, what's up, and he was just, like, just gone. I don't know, like, what, I think he's just that type of person, like, he had said, like, 5 words the entire night. So, yeah, I went over 30 minutes. It's over 30 minutes, and I'm still not done. No, but I guess I'll just end this video by saying, I sat there, like, for, like, 40 more minutes, and I was just, like, I hadn't even seen my friend, so I just, like, got up and, like, was standing by the door until, like, he, like, eventually resurfaced and was gonna, like, take a girl home, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna walk home, and he was really upset about it, and I was just like, I don't care, like, I'm bored, so I'm, goodbye, and I just, like, left, so, and walked home, which was great. It was such a nice night, and I just went to bed, because it was pretty late, and we'd had the hour shift back, so it was, like, an hour later, so it was, like, I don't know, 5 a.m., No, actually, I think I did stay up. I think I stayed up and read manga for a little bit. Manhwa. Or watched an episode of Torchwood or something, spectacular. Something that you should get up to. I'd always been told that Doctor Who was a great show, and one of my friends this summer was just like, we're watching it. We're gonna start. I didn't care. We started with, like, the 2005 reboot with Christopher Eccleston. And I'm glad that I started. We're like only on, like, the 2nd season, but it's been great. I really enjoyed it. And yeah. So I started watching Torchwood, which goes along with this, starting with the 2nd season, and I can't stop watching it. I don't watch it, like, too often. I'll watch, like, an episode every couple of days, which is sad. I wish I could watch it more. But it's starting to get, like, confusing, where I need to be watching episodes of Doctor Who, I think, to understand what's going on, and we have not been watching Doctor Who, because my friend's been busy. I've been busy, but he's been busy with, like, life jumbling. So, yeah. I went 10 minutes over on this video. And that's okay. I did nothing visual, so this was probably pretty boring to watch, but probably great to listen to. Just my crazy Czech story. I wasn't gonna tell the story, and now, like, I don't have a great story for Two Truths and a Lie. That would have been great for Two Truths and a Lie, because it's such an odd story, and all my stories for that are gonna be like that, every single one, and you're just gonna have no idea for whether or not it's true. Which one is the false story? I might throw in, like, a couple ringers where there might be, like, a story, or there might be, like, an episode or two, or whatever, that has, like, 2 lies, or, like, all true, or something like that, just to really change it up. Because, I mean, you have no idea. That story could have been false. No, that story was spectacularly true. That Czech story. I have the Czech. I should take a picture of it and put it on my Google+. That was a great day. And, that was the thing that I left out, was that the guy, he was, like, while he was writing the check, he was like, I work at a bank, and my boss would, like, roll her eyes at me writing this poor check. That great check. It's the best check ever. I need to frame it. No, I only vaguely want to cash it, just because it would be hilarious to cash a $2 check. And then his boss might see it, and I think that would be awesome. But I should write something on the back of it, or like somewhere where I know that you can actually like write things on checks. Cause no, I know I actually know about checks, but no, that'd be great. That was my great story about my silly check, my best check ever. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this muffin and stop this video that has gone on for way too long. So this monster video. So take care. More videos to come. Yes.